We live.
We are live in other ways. Oops, sorry.
I can move this out of the way.
Just crowding all my space
I'm
over
so
here. I ain't got no
sorry.
space.
You know what I didn't check? I gotta check the intro.
I mean, yeah, as long as everything is.
I'm gonna just do.
Reading is fundamental. Now let's get on with this school thing. You teach.
I have it on what it's supposed to be on.
Am I in the comments? Can y'all let us know if y'all heard the intro?
I mean, it was just playing on TikTok, so I know the music. Why would that be any different?
Oh, okay. It shows that I'm live now.
I changed it. It was on stereo. I changed it back to. I had it on stereo and changed it back to Pro Chat. And I thought this was on. Wait, is this on stereo? Oh, this is on chat. So it was on stereo. I just changed it back to chat. So that should be good.
All right.
Okay.
AC.
All right. It's gonna be hot.
You gotta turn it off.
But you hear how it sounds in mic though.
Yeah, I can hear it. It did not cool down today. Is it hot outside?
Ish. It's 81, but it's going down to 67. Excuse me. Clear my throat. Let me clear my throat.
Share this to my page.
All right, dead serious. Here we go.
You say you see it on your page, Ebony?
Yeah, I see it.
All right.
Here we go. All them tick tick ting 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 ting, all them noises.
Yeah, right. It's a bunch.
That's the world we live in. All these notifications.
I turn all that shit off.
Alerts and shit.
I can't take it. I turn vibration off, notifications off, alerts off. All that shit is
I had
off.
to turn it off of my watch. I don't mind getting it on my phone, but like getting it on my phone and my watch.
So disturbing.
It's so disturbing.
It is. My watch is quiet too.
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
Oh wait, Melissa says can you go to Facebook to see who the people are? Melissa said, "Can you see me? Am I still Facebook? Is she still Facebook user?" Wait, hold on. So many people avoid the conversation. Who's that? What were we talking about? Was that her? Hold on.
What's going on, y'all? We are about to start the show up in a couple minutes here. The official show. Come on in. Get your likes out the way. Get your comments out. Get your shares out the way, which is what we're doing right now.
Get your drink.
Oh, the drink. Mostly.
Get your drink.
There we go.
Yeah, she said that's her.
Yeah, that's her.
Melissa, there's a link in the live that says give access. You have to like click like StreamYard access. I don't know where she joined from. If she joined from like your page.
Well, she can tell us.
Yeah.
Melissa, where did you join from? Or she should do like
Actually, I don't even see the link on here, but it's probably in the initial posting.
There's not a link. It's just a live video.
Yeah, it used to be a link in there. I just they removed the link. All good. All good. What's going on with TikTok?
Doesn't look like it's moving though.
What's that?
My Facebook video. I have to hit play for it to do it, right? I was hoping I'd be able to see the comments from everybody.
I see it.
Oh, you do see it. Okay. All right. I'm ready. I don't remember the intro, but I'm going to be,
You don't remember?
I'm gonna let God
you
rule.
need to practice. Remember
Nope.
that shit in me. That
I
shit
know,
on the mind.
I know. I got
okay.
it. I got it. I could
Okay.
wing it. Hi, Cassie. Hi, Melissa.
Where's it live on yours? I don't see it on yours.
Who's me?
You.
At the top. Keep going.
Oh, I was waiting for it to be like on your page.
It is. You don't see it. I see it. Refresh. Yours is broken.
As long as you can see it, that's all
I
that
can
matters.
see it. I definitely can see
Okay.
it. All right. Oh, it is going to get warm in here.
I mean,
I can feel
we
it
can turn
already.
it on if we need to. I mean, we've had it on the last few weeks.
Well,
Hey.
usually I cool it down first, but it didn't cool down today.
All right, man. Let's do this thing.
Oh, Shelly. See, there's other people that Melissa's in there. Oh, I wish I could see what the.
I mean, I see Cassandra over there.
All right, let me know when y'all ready.
We're ready.
Let's do it.
Take a seat and put your feet up. We gon' meet up. Sit with me and sip some tea with Remy Mulatto. Give me bottles of Hennessy and Moscato. They had enough already, but there's plenty to follow. I stay poetic, but Jay noetic, remaining effective. Conversation getting heavy, staying respected, playing the record, maintaining collective. Saying what you think, it ain't no place for rejecting. I claim it, I meant it. It's mostly everybody talking honestly over drinks. Tell me what you think. It's mostly everybody talking honestly over drinks. So tell me what you think. It's mostly everybody talking honestly over drinks. Tell me what you think. It's mostly everybody talking honestly over drinks. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think.
Welcome to a Method Podcast. I'm Jay Noetic.
I'm Remy Mulatto.
I'm Ebony Fire.
Hey, this season that shit on our minds,
shit to talk.
And shit that needs to be said.
and the best way for us to talk that shit
Is to have mostly everybody talking
honestly over drinks. Hey man,
Cheers.
cheers. Hey, welcome to another episode. We are in the halfway mark of a Method Podcast season 4. If it's your first time checking in and watching us, we appreciate y'all. If you're watching on YouTube, hey, we need you to hit that subscribe button for us, man. And
Right.
turn on those notifications so that you can get notified when we drop a new episode. And we dropping all kinds of new content lately.
Yeah.
And if you're watching it live, like we always do, man, thank y'all. We appreciate y'all for being here at 7:30 p.m. every Wednesday.
It's good to see y'all. It's good to how y'all been.
I'm good.
We getting in the method
Let's
mood,
get to
right?
the method
Let's
mood,
get in the
man.
method mood.
Get to the method mood.
How's everybody's week been?
Man, actually, you know what? My week has been pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll say this. It was just okay, but I took a little lesson from Sex Personalities episode last week
Okay.
and decided to just go out and try a different sex personality.
Okay.
So I had some
Right.
good sex this week.
Okay.
Some good loving.
Okay. So what sex personality did you try?
Don't talk about it if you ain't gonna talk about it.
I know, right?
I
We gotta
mean,
get into it.
You ain't gotta say who
I
you
was-
fucked.
no,
man.
No,
no,
of
no.
course. Come on.
I would say that I ended up trying the Thrill Seeker.
Ooh.
The Thrill Seeker. So that was very interesting. And I also decided to I said, you know what? I'm not even gonna ask about what I want to do.
Okay.
Remember
Is this
that?
someone that you're familiar with?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we're cool.
Yeah. So once I just did it, I kind of asked for consent. Is this all right? Is this okay? And she was, oh, that's good.
Yeah, they
All
like
right.
that. They like
So
that.
so that made how good sex can make sometimes you have a bad week, you be frustrated, and sometimes you just
Turn it on around.
you turn it around.
Mhm.
That good release, that good sex put your mood in a whole different area sometimes.
Do you understand?
Yeah. So it's been a good week.
Yay!
You know what? It's
Very
important
good.
to listen and try new things and not be afraid to step outside of your comfort zone.
Indeed.
How was your week going, Miss Ebony Fire?
So far so good. I'm super busy at work right now. Got got a lot of stuff happening. Like it seems like all the stuff that we've been working on has been like everything's coming to fruition and converging all at the same time. So that's a little stressful. I was in North Carolina this weekend visiting my family and attending my niece's baby shower. My niece is 27. She just turned 27 this weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she and her husband are having their first child together, and
Interesting.
a baby girl. So it was nice to see family, but it was an interesting weekend that kind of funnels into some of the stuff we're talking about.
Gotcha,
Yeah, because my family lives there. And I have a family member who transitioned over the weekend. And so just a lot of stuff happening, good things, and like the circle of life kind of a thing going on. So I'm in a good place today, though.
That's good.
Remy?
I'm having your typical mulatto week.
What's your typical
Every
mulatto
week we come in here, you going through it.
One of these weeks you're gonna be like, I'm having a good
I know,
great
so
week.
he always
I'm having a
going
great
I
through
feel
it.
like I gave y'all a good week, like the first episode.
The very
but-
first
Okay, then that was
episode.
3 weeks ago.
Yeah, we still
It's
trying
been
to
a
get together.
while.
I got a crazy life. That's all I can say.
This is that crazy though.
It's a little crazy, honestly.
All right, well that's
But,
okay. That is okay.
But I'm enjoying this wine Ebony Fire brought.
Yes.
I appreciate it. It's called Figment.
I'm
It's
drinking on
very
some wine
good.
too.
Cheers.
Good. I like it.
But I'm not to be
I like
drinking
it.
wine all night though. I'm just letting y'all know. All right, I got to find this movie clip, man, before we start this thing. My mind's all over the place. Let's get into what we call Method Movie. All right, so Method Movie. I'm gonna play a movie clip for y'all to guess and figure out what it is. I'm not going to tell y'all what it is, obviously, but where's all my shit? All right, where is it? Oh, right here. All right, here we go. So, Method Heads, I need y'all to try to guess this quick. I know y'all a little second slower on delay, but try your best. All right. I did dig a little deep here. I think you're gonna know the voice, but maybe not the movie. What movie is this?
That's for other guy. How am I doing? You got a real imaginative nigga.
Oh, I know what this is. I know what it is.
So, you
Already?
intend to murder me based on a
Don't say
far-fetched nigga theory? Can you prove it, cabrón?
I don't know this one.
I know it's Quentin
It ain't
Tarantino.
so far-fetched, Senor Bob.
Okay, so I know that's Sam.
And it's a little
That's
bit
Sam
more.
Jackson.
Is it Pulp Fiction?
You close.
Mm-mm. What about the comments?
How long you say you've been working for Minnie? 4 months. See, if you'd have been here 2.5 years ago, you'd know
Any other
about
guesses,
that
Ebony?
sign used to hang up over the bar. Minnie mentioned that to you?
Not Kill Bill or something? No,
This
I don't
movie
know.
was crazy.
I don't know this movie.
You want to know what that sign
In
says?
Glorious
You name it
Bastards?
every. Oh no, he not.
I don't know
in
if he was in that. Jackie
No,
Brown,
dog.
Melissa said.
Or
No,
miss?
good guess. That was a Quentin Tarantino movie, but not. All right, Remy, what movie is it?
That's the Hateful Eight right there.
Oh,
Correct.
the
It is
Hateful
Eight. The Hateful Eight. The Hateful Eight.
He stumped me finally. Well, no, you stumped me last week too.
Did
2
I
weeks
stump-
ago.
Did I stop you last week?
No, last week. The week before.
Week before last. So yes, that is the Hateful Eight. Came out in 2015.
Okay.
2015.
That was the year I moved here.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
2015.
2015.
I
was the
think
year
I
moved to
was-
Tampa. March.
That was back when we still had our innocence.
Right.
So it came. The budget was $44 million, I believe.
Okay.
Budget was $44 million.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you think it made?
That was a big one, wasn't it?
That movie had the bang. Maybe 200 mil.
Okay, I'm gonna go with what his said. $1.
200 mil and $1.
So it made $161 million.
No, $1 means I go under you.
No,
Yes, it does.
no, ma'am.
That is how you play
No,
it.
ma'am.
That's how you
That's
play
why
the
your
Price is Right. I
No.
said $1. You
No.
went over.
Oh, you meant $1 period. Oh, I see.
Yes.
I thought you meant okay. I got you. Yeah, she got it. That's hers then. Even though I was closer.
Now, have you seen
Goddamn
The
Price is
Hateful Eight?
Right.
A long time ago. A long time ago. but I don't like. It's violent,
It's so violent.
Yeah.
and I'm not a big
It's
violence
not,
movie.
well,
But
it's
isn't that most of-
violent, but
yeah.
it takes a long time to really get violent. Well, I mean, there's some punching.
Well, that's Quentin Tarantino
Yeah.
style
Yeah.
of movies, though.
It's crazy
Yeah.
at the end, though. It's just fucking nuts.
I've gotten more sensitive to violence as I've gotten older.
Really?
I used to be able to watch
Really?
all that shit and have no problems with it, but now I can't do it.
Wow.
What do you mean they can't do it? Like it just like makes you
I have to.
uncomfortable? Or-
The images stay with me
Mm.
unless some of Quentin Tarantino is kind of comic booky,
Right.
Yeah.
and it doesn't look like a real massacre or whatever. But the Red Wedding from Game of Thrones was very real. Look, I mean, I've never seen a bunch of people massacred, but I've
Yeah,
assumed
yeah.
that's what it looked like. So I can watch some of the more fictitious looking ones, but not like real.
Right.
So you're not really a Quentin Tarantino. So did you watch Django?
I did watch Django
And that was
because I
crazy at
liked
the end,
Jamie
too.
Foxx.
I mean, that was
And I
bloody
wanted
too,
to
though.
see
That
it
was so
was,
violent.
but I
That
feel
was-
like
that
I
was
can
probably
turn
worse.
my eyes away.
Yeah.
I feel like I can turn my eyes away. Even I watched the whole thing of Game of Thrones. So I'll do it if there's a good story
good
to
story.
it. Yeah. Anyway, so what about this one?
So yeah, no, that was it. So number one movie in 2015, the year that Ebony Fire moved to Tampa Bay,
Mhm.
was Star Wars: The Force Awakens. How
Which
much
number is that?
First.
Good lord, I don't even.
It was the
know.
first one in the latest trilogy, so it's like the seventh,
Okay.
like episode 7 out of 9.
So the budget was $245 million.
Mm-hmm.
So in comparison to Quentin Tarantino, the budget was $44 million. How much do you think it made worldwide?
Oh
That shit
man,
made $1 billion.
boatloads.
That shit made $1 billion.
You going to say $1 billion?
We can't go a dollar this time.
Okay,
You can't go a dollar.
So the budget was 2 something.
The budget was 245.
I would say they made 10. No, I want to say 10 because that's going to be $1 billion. Let's do 800 million.
Okay, so they made $2 billion.
Shit.
Damn. I wish you would have said $1 that
I was
time.
going to say 10 times the budget.
That's crazy to think about $2 billion
Yeah, I was-
worldwide.
That's what my first thought was 10 times the budget.
Yeah,
That's a lot of fucking
That's a
money.
lot
And that's
of
just on the
money.
movie. We're not talking about merch,
We're not talking about like home
licensing.
Yeah,
Shit like that is the reason why Hollywood don't make nothing new. They just keep with the old franchises because they know they're gonna make money.
Like,
I mean,
for
if it's
example,
a good series. Yeah,
All you got to do
We
is
went
have
to
a
go
good
see-
story with something old.
well, we went to go see, my son and I went to go see Mario Brothers last week or something like that. Maybe last Friday or Friday.
Can't
before.
believe Mario still
That's on
going.
course to hit $1 billion.
It was really cute. It was actually really cute.
It was
But
really
in
cute.
the previews,
Mhm.
there's another fucking Fast and Furious movie.
Oh, I'm so over Fast and
Number
Furious.
10. It's numbered. I was like, when I first
I
saw it,
think-
I was like, this can't be another Fast and Furious
They are
movie.
just milking it at this point.
Number 10.
I think I stopped watching Fast and Furious at number 5 or 6.
Most okay.
So I was over it. Once I saw like the car in space, I don't know which one that was.
I don't remember.
I was like, bruh,
I
like
think that was 9.
I think Tokyo Drift was the last one I saw. Was
Really?
that
That was
2?
the third one.
yeah.
But then we were trying to figure out which one is the one where Heath Ledger died, and that was not Heath Ledger. Was the
Paul
Paul Walker?
Paul
Yeah.
Walker, Paul Walker, yeah.
Got the wrong hero. But it was number 7. He actually made it all the way to number 7, and they still
Wow.
did 3 more after he
That's
died.
crazy.
Anyway,
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm not gonna watch it. I just
You're not gonna
can't-
watch
I
10?
can't- No, I can't do it. I can't do it.
I
Can't
was
do it.
shocked there was another one.
That's the kind of movie for me that I would just watch if I had cable and it was on TV.
Okay.
Like, I'm not going.
I don't know who it was. Someone asked a good question. It's like after all these Fast and Furious, maybe Vin Diesel is the bad guy. It was like, it's like, why is everyone trying to kill him? Like maybe he's the bad guy.
Well, no, there's a
and,
new bad guy. Well, this is one thing I might would watch it. Jason Momoa is the bad guy in the new one. I might watch that.
I did like the one with the Rock. The one with the Rock
That was 5.
Which one
was
was that?
good.
Fast 5 was when The Rock was introduced.
That one was good. I enjoyed that one.
Okay.
But after that, I was
The next one, they're going to put The Rock and Kevin Hart in there together.
Wouldn't that be something?
They probably would.
Wouldn't that be something?
Hey Remy, let's get into
Let's get into
the
Method
method.
Weekly.
Absolutely. What we talking about this week, Miss Ebony Fire?
This week.
You know what I forgot to ask you
What?
on TV, on live?
Uh-oh, what?
Because this is your final week
It
of
is my
being
final
on
week.
Method Podcast.
Uh-huh.
But I'll ask you later towards the end of the show.
Okay.
So what we talking about?
We are talking about people getting fired.
People
A lot of
getting
motherfuckers got fired this
A
week.
lot of motherfuckers got fired
I
this
know
week.
exactly what you're talking about.
So Monday, I want to say it was Monday. It was either Monday or yesterday, but I believe it was Monday. So I get a lot of my news from Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
So I was on Twitter and I started seeing all this shit like, oh fucker Tarleton. Fucker Tarleton.
Fucker Carlson
Whoa.
Tolson.
Tucker Carlson was
From Fox News.
taken out by who knows at Fox News. The interesting thing for me about his firing was that they were promoting his show just hours before. Like his last show I think was on it had to been Monday because his last show was on Friday, and then right before, like sometime in the early morning, actually it was like midday because it was like around noon or so Eastern, there was an announcement that he was no longer, they mutually agreed to separate. But like, what the fuck happened?
What
happened? Now, my first mind was they had this whole Dominion lawsuit, right?
Correct.
So Fox ended up, sorry, I just looked at a comment and said counseling is very important. Not sure what that was related to, but it is very important. So the news came out that he was terminated, and just the week before, I think it was just the week before, that settlement came in for billions of dollars against Fox about all the shit that he was saying and liable, whatever. So I was like, well, maybe as part of the settlement, they also said he would have to come off the air. But why did they give him additional days on the air after the settlement was announced and then automatically just randomly fire him? I just want to know what happened.
Didn't it come out that he had admitted that they had been lying, like his texts or emails? They said that Tucker Carlson was like, yeah, we've been lying on air about stuff.
Huh?
So
I didn't know that.
I thought it was something part of that Dominion lawsuit that came out, that they admitted that Fox News has been lying about what they've been putting on air. He was part of that. It does make you wonder. I believe he was their number one show.
Oh, absolutely, he's the number one show. He's the most influential, the highest ratings on all of Rupert Murdoch's media
Since Bill
O'Reilly.
He took that hour.
I would like to think that Tucker Carlson grew a conscience and decided that he would no longer.
Don't make me call you the N-word on air. Grew a conscience?
I don't think it's true, but I'm just saying something had to happen major.
A lot of
from the part ways.
So you feel like he felt bad about lying about Dominion?
Maybe he just said, okay, now that the truth came out, I'm no longer going to do this type of potential content.
I've always heard that a lot of those dudes don't really believe a lot of the shit they be spouting anyway.
None of them do.
It's just a job.
None of them do. The conspiracy bullshit, man. None of them believe it. But because of the right wing media and the people who follow Donald Trump and these people, what's the other girl name? The one that's always lying?
Megyn Kelly. No.
Well, Megyn Kelly, but this is a real politician. Marjorie.
Oh, Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Her ass. I'm like, how is she in office? But anyway.
Oh, okay. Look, Shelly got the tea for us.
Tucker was recorded saying that he lies. Yeah, that's what I thought. And if it is to his advantage or if he is cornered, he would lie.
Ooh, Shelly, where did he say that at? Did he it was on the text message? It was on the video?
It was him. I think it was Megyn Kelly too, because she had a lawsuit.
No, Megyn Kelly been out of there. Then they hired her on more of a mainstream media place.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sad that he got fired.
Not one fucking
I don't
bit
care at all. So it is what it is with him. But there was also someone else who got fired.
Yes, there was someone else who got fired in the black community.
A few minutes later, it was announced.
A few minutes later, he posted on his Instagram
that he wasn't expecting it, right?
No, that he wasn't expecting it, and that we didn't even say who it was.
Who we talking about?
We talking about Don motherfucking Lemon.
Don motherfucking.
I put some kind of weight
about
his
middle name.
His middle name is motherfucker.
motherfucker.
Don motherfucking Lemon. So here's the thing about Don. I didn't really fuck with Don for a long time, but then once he came out, it seemed like he changed his personality to a way that was just so much more palatable, so much more real, much more connected. Like it seemed like he was wearing this mask, and then once he came out, it was like, okay, now. But then he came out a little bit too much for the white people. So didn't
he get in trouble a few weeks ago?
Yes, for saying something about him. There was a politician he was talking about was past her prime. She's like, she's in her 40s. She's past her prime. And so people were fucking pissed about that.
Is that a fireable offense? So
It's not a fireable offense in my opinion, but I do think it is a reprimandable offense. I don't think you let that go. He's on stage with two other women who are likely either in their late 30s or early 40s, and he's talking about somebody's past their prime. Like, it's not cool to say shit like that.
So basically, you think he got fired because he was too black? He was too,
I think
too aggressive in his opinions. Now,
I don't think it has anything to do with the black, because he was actually on daytime. I think they had already moved him from daytime from the primetime spot. Now I don't know remember the guy that they also fired,
the white guy,
Cuomo, Andrew Cuomo.
I love that dude.
Andrew's
Cuomo, right?
Chris Cuomo.
Yes.
Andrew is the brother who's a politician in New York City, was in a whole bunch of shit during COVID. So anyway, so he got fired. Yeah, I'll take it. He got fired, but then now he went to this other news media place that I thought it was like, oh, this is kind of like a mainstream media place, but it actually is more conservative leaning. He's like, we just do the facts. We're just like not really going leaning one way or another, but it is a little conservative leaning and supportive. Like, it's like 5 posts of Mike Pence on that bullshit.
I think Don will come out okay.
Don's pissed. Don is butthurt. My thoughts were that Don was probably gonna just join back up with Chris. They're all buddy on the air and shit. Is it good, huh?
It's pretty good.
I know.
It was pretty good. I don't even like wine like that.
I love red wine.
It's good. I like red wine too. So anyway, Don's out, Tucker's out, and it's rumored that they both retain the same. You can leave it there.
The same lawyer?
Yeah, they retain the same attorney.
Are they suing?
Oh, I think they're going to sue. I think they're both going to sue. And they'll probably end up settling or dropping it or whatever, but I think they'll both sue.
I think them niggas should start a show together and call it Don and Tuck.
Tuck and Don.
Podcast.
Tuck and roll.
Podcast.
And
just be arguing with each other.
There's an inappropriate LGBT quote there, or a joke there somewhere.
Somewhere for sure.
The Tuck
and Don, baby. Come on.
Don and
Tuck and Don. What are you doing?
Yeah.
But yeah, I was a little bit. I like Don Lemon now. I do like him, but he does say some out of pocket shit. I know what it was. Another speculation, because if it's all speculation, because we don't know shit, is that he had this right wing candidate for president. His name is Vivek. He had him on the show.
Talking about Don?
Don,
okay.
On Friday, before he got fired. He had Vivek on the show, and Vivek was saying all types of like bullshit, and Don was challenging him. He was saying like, oh, black people benefited from the NRA and all this other type of bullshit. And Don was challenging him, but he went kind of hard at him, and his co-host didn't really say anything. So people were like, oh, she didn't say anything. She backed down. He went at this guy pretty hard, but you're a candidate who's running for president. This guy Vivek is, and you're saying all this bullshit. You got to challenge these people who are saying all this foolish stuff online.
You absolutely should.
Yeah.
Real-time fact checks. Was there anything else? I think we talked about Remy. What did you talk about with the people who got shot at? Because that's something that's been happening in America lately. It's like it seems like black people can't even do the regular. Well, we already knew that black people can't do regular ass shit in general without getting killed or whatnot. But lately, people have been getting shot just for going to the wrong houses or whatnot. But something happened recently where people got shot at by driving or something.
It was Instacart delivery people, and somebody shot at them. I guess like they were just delivering in the neighborhood,
and they had been on the phone with the owner or the person who they were trying to deliver to.
Okay, and then as they were driving away, I guess a neighbor just starts unloading,
slamming.
Like what?
The neighbor drives up to them. So what they were saying in their interview was they were driving in this neighborhood. They couldn't find a house. They called the person through the Instacart app.
Yeah.
And then the person was trying to direct them to where to go. So they're just driving as a couple. They pull into someone's yard and they're like, oh, this isn't it. Pull back out. The person who owns that home drove out with them, like drove in his car and then started shooting at their car, showed the tires, the back of the car, like 4 or 5 different bullets. They call the police, and the police are basically like, we can't do anything to them because they didn't break the law. They were on their property.
What?
Yeah. They couldn't do anything.
Wow, that's crazy.
So basically, if you want to, and if you white, you could just shoot at civilians, just like around your property,
whatever the
just
fuck
bust
you
shots
want.
at whoever.
No, I guess he would have to kill somebody. Did y'all see recently? This is the last thing we'll talk about. Did y'all see that someone was killed here in Tampa who was an Instacart driver? Like
cut him up. They cut him up.
Cut him
It was
up.
over in St. Pete.
Fuck?
The
Oh
person
no, Hollywood, Florida. Was it
The
Hollywood?
person
Niggas
was
is just trying to
delivering
make money.
Instacart and he got murdered, bro.
Yes.
Chopped him up.
Chopped him up into pieces.
Like, what is happening?
It's a wild place.
Florida,
Florida's
getting
wild.
nuts. And I
And
hear,
I tell you, I'm trying to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean?
so I guess my little tidbit of news is that there's been talk that Disney might leave Florida.
No,
saw
they're
that.
suing Ron
I
DeSantis.
saw that. Good for them.
That there's like beef with Ron DeSantis.
Good for them.
But somebody said that
They're
was
gonna
just a
leave
made up
Florida?
story, that it's not real.
Oh, it's
But
not
they-
real.
No. I saw the case.
Well, I don't know what's real and what's not, but the I saw a bunch of headlines about it, but then there was like
It's
I guess
false.
Snopes did
You think
something
it's
about
false?
Mm.
it. Yeah,
Oh,
that
that
there's
made me
not,
sad.
and you want them to leave. You want
Oh no. There is a lawsuit though, right?
Yeah, I believe there's some shit going on for sure. Because like there's a whole tit for tat going on. You know, like Ron DeSantis didn't like that they came out against the Don't Say Gay bill or
Yep.
whatever.
Yep. Yep.
And so he was like, "Well, y'all can't self-govern no more." And then they did something slick to still be able to do it.
I'm sure Disney has way more money to defend themselves. All right, man. That is the Method Weekly. We're gonna keep it moving. Let's get into what these people really came here to talk about.
It's game time.
Let's get into the Method message. What happened?
We're going straight into it, right?
It just stopped.
Struggles in life, they get really cliche. They say stuff like, I'm taking it one day at a time. I'm just taking it one day at a time. You know who else is? Everybody, because that's how time works. That's the only way you can take time. What were you doing it a week at a time before? Who are you? And who taught you how to do that? Why don't you teach me how to do that? I want to get through this shit quicker too.
Tell him, Hannibal.
People always say shit like, I'm going to pray for you. You're going to pray for me, so you're going to sit in your apartment and do nothing? That's what your prayers are. You sitting around and not taking action as I struggle with the situation. Don't pray for me. Make me a sandwich or something.
How much for?
Because I'm really upset. And I can't cook for myself. Well, we'll keep you in our thoughts. Or with the other bullshit in your head. No, keep me out of your thoughts. Because if you talk about what you think about, that sounds like horrible company. So please keep me and my family out of your thoughts unless you're thinking about making us sandwiches.
That's funny. So we're talking about life and death, dead serious.
Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers.
Condolences.
Honestly, when people are struggling with something,
You
people
know-
always come on social media and be like, oh, thoughts and prayers, I'm praying for you. And I kind of agree with them. It's like, yo, like, do something for me.
Yeah.
I remember, there's a quick story. I remember one of my friends, y'all know, you probably know Jen. Jen broke her back.
Oh,
Right?
Jen, yeah.
She's in Jamaica. She broke her back. And like, she's posting like on social media, like she's in like, I'm in the hospital, blah, blah, blah. I was doing this and I can't
She jumped
move.
off the Rick's,
She jumped
yeah.
Rick's Cafe. She broke her back. So I'm on social media. I'm looking at her post, and everybody's in the comments like, "Oh, I'm gonna pray for you." Blah. I'm like, pray? Like, we gotta do some shit. Like, how do we get her home?
Right.
Right. And so I ended up going to like calling people and talking to people, trying to get her home. And eventually we got her home. But to his point, it's like, prayer is great, but
Prayer changes things.
but you still got to put in some work to help, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, you're talking about death, mainly death, right? You want to lead it off? What's the first topic first question I want to lead it off with? Ebony, you go.
I have a question for everyone at the table.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
And all of y'all
actually-
met the heads out there.
Yes, and all the method heads. I actually want to give a little bit of like context for. Well, I'll ask the question first, and then
Okay.
I'll go into it. The question is: have you ever had anyone close to you die? Close meaning like friend, family, not like an acquaintance at work, unless that was a good friend at work, but like someone who you had genuine, warm feelings for them. Did not a celebrity or anything like that, like
a partner or
someone
a
that you
parent.
know. Yeah.
So I personally do not do very. I've never done well with death, death of other people, and so the person that died that was close to me was my grandmother. She passed away back in like 1992, and honestly, I don't think I have ever recovered from her death. Like, I think it really affected me how I view death in general or funerals. So to answer your question, that would be the closest person I've had as of yet to pass away.
Okay, and that was nearly 20 years ago.
20 years ago.
Almost.
That shit lingers, baby.
Yeah.
Like, I don't cry or
well, your grandma helped raise you, right?
Yeah, my grandmother was a big part of my upbringing. I was over there all the time, and so I just never. That was my first case of, like, my grandfather passed away, but I wasn't really close with my grandfather. But then, like, seeing my grandmother at that funeral really rocked me. Like,
yeah,
man,
it was just weird. And I kind of regret, she was in the hospital for a while because she fell at home and she ended up going into a coma or whatnot from the fall. She broke her hip, and then everyone was like, "Go see her at the hospital." I didn't want to see her like that.
Yeah,
right.
Yep.
And
you want to remember how you remember her.
But I also kind of regret it.
Yeah.
Because I never got a chance to say goodbye.
She passed in the
hospital. And then my next time seeing her was at the funeral in a casket.
Yeah.
So anyway,
How about you, Remy? Go back to the comments for us, please.
Kind of. So somebody said, real talk, I got word that an ex-girlfriend of mine passed away Monday, the first one.
Wow.
Goddamn.
That's big. How about you?
So I kind of have the same story. My grandmother passed, and she was like my first mother figure that I had. Like, the first person that I looked at is like on that side is like a parent.
Yeah.
and same story or whatever. Like, never really got a chance to say goodbye. And it's the kind of death that still sticks with you or whatever. Like, sometimes I have dreams and she'll be in my dream and I always wake up just upset. You know what I mean? Or comforted in a weird way, but like sad because it's like, damn, I wish I could talk to this person. I saw a picture of her like a couple years ago, like, and that fucking made me emotional. So it's just like it's a strange connection that I have to this person that just stems from childhood or whatever. But as an adult, I don't really know anything about what she would be like now because she passed away or whatever. But that's not, I think, the closest death, because I feel like losing grandparents, that just kind of happens. Everybody kind of goes through that. The one that kind of like hit me out of nowhere was when my friend in Austin, her name is Jen. It's Jenn, and when she passed away, like she's like a mom. She's got like young kids. I know her family. Like, I used to hang out with them when I lived there. Like she was like one of my favorite people in Austin and one of my favorite people during college or whatever.
Yep.
And now she's just like gone. She's just not there. You know what I mean? And I it makes it difficult for me to even go back to that city because I'm like, when I came, I would come see y'all.
Yeah.
So
I had that same feeling. So do you know, was it like was she sick or was it unexpected? Totally.
It was unexpected. Yeah. It was a trip.
What about you, Ebony?
That's hard. So I've had a lot of people in my life pass away. I've lost both of my parents. I lost my first big, true, serious love relationship. My boyfriend, who wasn't my boyfriend at the time that he passed away, but it still is very, very.
He was an ex at the time.
He was an ex.
He
was an ex at the time, and it was a very. But like, you're not together, but we're still very big parts of each other's lives. It was one of those kinds of things, and grandparents, good friends from college. Like, I've had a lot of death around me. And even this past weekend, my adopted grandmother, so basically my best friend from my 15 years old, shout out to Eureka. So Rika is like my family, like she's my sister. Her mom is my mom, godmom or whatever, but her grandmother passed away this weekend. Actually, on Monday, right after I had gotten back. I got back Sunday and she passed away on Monday, but we knew she was in hospice, and I did not think I was going to be able to make it home to actually see her before she passed away, which was really nice that I actually had a chance to spend
Opportunity to talk.
time,
Yeah.
talk to her and see her one more time. But again, like you said before, like you didn't get a chance to see her in the hospital, but the person who was in that bed is not the person I knew. Yeah. She's been, but they can still hear you, and at least I think so. So I've had a lot of death in my life, and I've had some traumatic experiences, like when my ex Jody passed away, and I've had more, I don't want to say pleasant experiences, like when my mom passed away. And then when I say pleasant that my mom passed away, is that my mom made sure that we were all taken care of.
Yeah.
She knew she was dying, and she made sure that like she knew what she wanted to wear when she passed. She made her funeral program.
Yeah.
She got her finances in order.
Man,
She told
it gotta be so tough to do that, knowing,
right? But also still looking out for us, right? So that all we had to do when she passed is to just go down the list of the things that she wanted us to do. So we didn't have to make decisions. We didn't have to fight. We didn't have to do any of that stuff because she already had it all laid out.
Let me ask y'all this question. Does it make it easier dealing with death knowing that it's coming from that person? For example, let's say this person just has a terminal illness, and everyone knows, even they know that they have a limited amount of time that's about to happen. Is it easier knowing that, or just having them suddenly pass away and having to deal with it? Which one?
For me, 100% knowing and ahead of time. Because my mom did things like she had never had a passport before. We contacted the state government, got her passport expedited. She and my auntie and my grandma went on a cruise. She'd never been on a cruise before. We had this big cookout at the house, and we got all the family together while she was still energetic and stuff like that. So we got to spend time with each other. She was able to prepare us and to prepare herself and to surround herself with love and all those kinds of things. As opposed to when Jody passed away, he basically dropped dead in a nightclub. Had a severe asthma attack and was not able to be resuscitated. 34 years old, healthy, strong man. And is just 1 minute he's here and I'm talking to him on the phone. I had just gone back to Japan like maybe 9 days before that. And I'm getting a phone call in the middle of the night from my friends that are saying like, no, Jody passed. I'm like, absolutely fucking not. What are you talking? You know what I mean? Like, so to have those kind of shocking experiences versus being able to prepare yourself a little bit for me, I appreciated that.
Yeah.
What about you?
I agree.
Yeah.
I think about it. I'm pretty sure that it's easier or more soul warming to have the time to prepare and to know to get your mind right. But I also feel like it's also extremely sad because you are spending time with someone who you know is not going to be here. And like all you probably think about, again, I've been fortunate enough to not have to experience a lot of death in my life, but all that means is that it's coming. It's
going to come. Right? But I will tell you though, like there are some very, very vivid memories that I have of my mother, my auntie. Like this is all after her diagnosis, and my auntie and my mom were in the kitchen. We love to listen to music. They love to cook. I love to sit there watching them do their thing, talking. So like those memories you still get. And what I get sad about now is about the fact that my son will never really know my mom. And she won't ever know him because she would absolutely love him. And so like those kinds of things are the things that I wish we were, but in the moment, I really was able to tap into the moment and just really enjoy, take pictures,
for sure,
make videos. Like it was just, I don't know. It made me feel more comforted. Like I have those memories, like I know this is coming. So it made me appreciate that moment even more. When mommy was terminal, I didn't do a whole lot of things. I didn't travel very far. I didn't get in relationships with people because I needed to be like fully available to her.
That makes sense.
So we have a good comment from Cassie.
So Cassie said, when death is expected, you're better able to embrace it as a very matter-of-fact part of life. Yeah, I think it makes it takes the mystery of death and kind of brings it into reality where you have to figure out how to deal with it. Whereas in general, we just don't think about it on a daily basis. It's not something that we worry about.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the conversation tonight is like, especially in Black culture, I don't think death is ever talked about. I feel like someone dies. Here's a funeral date. We show up.
Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers,
R.I.P.
and we eat, and then we go home and we try to deal with it. Right.
So I'd like to take that question you asked and remix it a little bit.
Okay.
How would you want to die? Would you want to know beforehand to have, say, let's say a month, or would you just rather just drop dead? Just be like, it's a surprise. It just happened.
I personally would rather know, because I just feel like knowing I can go and spend more time with people and let them be prepared that this is coming.
Yeah, you can choose some memories to go out on.
Or what you want to do.
Or what I want to do. But I also I just want to die. Like, I don't want to struggle.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't want to I don't want to be sick for like a year, 2 years. Like, okay, I want to
wrap it up.
Let's
wrap it up. We ain't got to prolong
like,
this.
Jay, you got 30 days.
Bring the dude in.
Right,
bring
cool.
the guy in. Have to do the thing.
Bring the guy
Yeah,
in.
like, I don't want to drag it out. I don't want to have these 4 years. Yeah, I don't want that.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that's like not more normalized at this point. I don't know how much people are talking about it. But you ever watch the show Futurama?
Yeah, I definitely don't.
Futurama plays on this idea that like in 1,000 years, death will be like such a secondary thing that they'll, instead of like phone booths, they'll have suicide booths.
I'm not.
So you
mad
just
at
go
that.
in and you just like, boom, which kind of death you want? Or you want that one? Boom, you got it. And you just
Well, I have a question that's kind of similar to that, but I want to finish that question you asked.
Mm-hmm.
How would you rather die?
Right.
What was the question? How do you rather die?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to know what's coming, or do you want to boom just happen?
Just split second, I'm out of here.
That's
and
a
if
good
you
one.
and keep in mind, if you know, like, it's probably you probably have like a disease or something, so you're gonna have to deal with that, whatever that is. And if it's sudden, I mean, sudden could be rough, maybe.
I don't know if I want to know,
Mm,
but I think I want to know. Yeah. Okay. Final answer. I want to know.
yeah,
And
I think
then-
I want to know.
And I have another question to add on to
But
that.
so how would you want to die?
You want to know or no or not? Just let it happen.
Well, the reason I even asked the question is because I feel like the knowing is definitely more beneficial for the people who care about you than it is for you. Because once you're gone, you're just gone. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but you get to like eat your last like whatever your favorite meal is.
If you want.
Or you get to spend like your days looking at the sunset, or donate your money to, like, you have some more agency. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can do what I want to do.
Right.
So I appreciate that part.
Yeah. I think it gives you room to go out on your own terms. So I
Yes.
understand that.
Yes.
Instead of you just being like, I mean, I hate to say it, like Paul Walker. Paul Walker went out in a blaze of what the fuck. You know
Was
what I
it
mean?
was it
Yeah.
a car accident?
Yeah, it was a car accident. So like in that situation, you don't get to say bye. You just like, I'm gone. That's a wrap.
So my
Yep.
follow-up question I was going to ask you, kind of similar to this, talking about like,
R.I.P. to Paul Walker.
R.I.P. Fast and Furious.
is it okay, or not okay? The question I had is, what is your thoughts on assisted death?
If you want to die, you should be allowed to.
Should it be illegal?
At
Right
least-
now, it's illegal.
It is
It's
illegal in a
it's
lot of places.
illegal.
I would say at least over a certain age, or if you have something like going on, you know what I mean? Not everybody, because it's, you know, people are going through stuff, and a lot of times they need therapy, not suicide. But you know, if you're like terminal, or if you're whatever, and you're like, you know what, I don't want to do it no more, then fucking somebody should help.
But would you help? Would you do it though?
I
Like,
can't
if
do
someone asked you to help them, assist them,
100% I
you
would.
would do
Yeah.
it?
I mean, it would
think you
also
would.
depend on the circumstances, like you said. If there was someone who's struggling like with some mental health, but was still able-bodied and all of that, I would have some struggles with it. But if someone who's older in life, who like, I've lived all the life I want to live, or I have
I'm
a
ready-
terminal
I'm
illness,
ready to go.
I'm ready to go. I'm push the
Yeah.
button.
yeah.
You know, I talk about that all the time. I'm ready to do it. I'm okay with that.
What's your thoughts on life after death? What are your beliefs? Not thoughts. What are your beliefs on life after death? And to, I think Melissa had a good comment up above. I was trying to get to it.
Yeah, she
on my
said,
phone.
it's hard either way. I have a lot of people die suddenly, and also watched a lot of people die They are both hard. Not as jarring when you know, but all the way hard.
It's hard. Death is fucking hard.
It's
It really
rough.
is hard.
It's rough.
Before we go on to that, I want to talk about what Shelly's comment here. Shelly made a comment that most families avoid the topic altogether. I prepared my power of attorney, living will, last will, and wrote my obituary, and my family freaked out. I did it because I wanted to make it easier on my family when the time comes. So I work at Amazon, and for the month of April, Amazon has a free service for employees where they will you can write your will for free. So I did mine today.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it's
All right.
it's basic, like who does your home go to? Is there
Yeah.
anybody who want to send your assets to one place or another? But it is really interesting to think about, like, I have this piece of jewelry that I want this person to have, or I have this piece of art that I want this person to take, or like all of that stuff. And then the big things for me were like power of attorney, having someone who will execute what your wishes are, and the health power of attorney, which it talks about that fact of like, you don't want any extraordinary measures, which I don't want. If I'm sick or whatever, I don't want you to do a whole bunch of resuscitation and shit like that. Let me go and give me all the drugs to help me get there.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
all
Let
right.
me go peacefully and very, very high, the way I live my life on a regular basis. You know what I mean? Like,
I think for me, I want to go out on heroin.
just like the OD.
Let's just go all the way, baby. Because I don't want to do it while I'm alive. I don't want that to be my life problem, but it could be my death problem.
Yeah.
My mom had morphine, and I think they had morphine patches, and I think they had morphine like injection towards the end. She was just in a lot of pain, a lot of physical body pain and stuff like that. But yeah, it was really very interesting. So
you did your will.
I did my will today.
I've done a will before. I don't have much, but I've done it before.
It doesn't matter how much you have. It's about that power, like being able to speak for yourself.
So I have an important question.
I'm here.
What did you leave me?
Not a damn thing.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Damn.
Not a
All right.
damn thing.
Well,
So thoughts on beliefs on life after death. What are your beliefs? Because that's part of the conversation, right? It's like obviously we all two things are for certain. We are born and we're gonna die, right? And so it's inevitable.
Yes.
So what are your beliefs? Because I personally believe in something after death. I don't think death in the human experience is the end of it. I believe our consciousness continues on. I believe our soul continues on. To what avail? That I would never be the person to say this is what happens, because no one knows.
Right.
But I don't think it's just we die and it's fade to black. Right. I don't think that happened. But part of me does feel like,
so like your physical form is not here anymore, but then your spirit goes somewhere
I think
else?
your spirit, I think your spirit and your consciousness are tied to one another, right?
Okay.
And I think whether it's reincarnation, maybe you come back into this human experience to continue to learn, or maybe if parallel universes exist, maybe your soul goes to a different universe. So I don't believe that death is the end of it.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that I'm okay with it, but I don't think it's the end of it.
Yeah. Did you ever watch the movie Soul on Disney Plus?
Yes.
You saw, and they have like the before and the great beyond.
Yes.
So that's kind of the thing you think is like there's something that once your physical form is not here, that you go to a great beyond.
100%.
I can get with that. I don't have a whole lot of. I think I am so in the moment. Like,
you think that's the end of it?
No, not that I think that it's the end of it, but I don't spend a whole lot of time thinking about the afterlife. No, I don't. I don't. I just don't. I do think that, I'm living my life in a way that I hope that whatever comes after here is pleasant and beautiful.
For sure. Yeah.
But I don't know exactly what it is, or I do think there is something beyond this, though. Because I also have seen or felt, I have a friend, and she says when she sees butterflies, she thinks of her mother. And there's other people like that there's like some type of like a ladybug, or when the breeze hits you out of nowhere or whatever. These different things. I definitely believe that there are spirits that come back into our life to either comfort us,
for sure,
or to be with us or whatever. When I was at in North Carolina this past weekend, I went to my mom's gravesite. My siblings won't go with me. They're not into that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And I like to do it. I go and clean up the gravesite because it's a family plot. I put flowers down. I sit there. This time I had like my journal and I had
I did that
some
to
music.
my grandmother's.
Yeah.
I've done that a few times. It's actually very therapeutic.
It is. It
Yeah.
feels. It's nice. I got like a cushion and I got like some music and I got like just a little something to drink and stuff. I bought my mom a little bit of something that we were drinking the night
sure.
before, and it was nice. And like it was raining, and then I put on this song. She has the words "I hope you dance" on the casket, like on the top of the rock, or not the rock. What do you call that thing? The headstone.
Headstone.
Yeah. So she's got the words "I hope you dance" on the headstone there, and so when I played that song. I actually have a video because I just turned on a video to video the sky opened up.
Oh yeah.
The sun started shining.
Wow.
It was like a really nice moment, and it could have just been that the sky wanted to shine at that moment.
But it also could have
but
been
it
a
meant
sign.
something to me.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So there is something else to me, but I don't know exactly what it is.
Remy, before you have that thought, answer the question. What's your belief?
I'm leading into it. Have you ever seen the movie Coco?
No.
Yes.
I've never seen
No?
Coco.
Oh, I love Coco.
So I would recommend.
I'm in love with the Coco.
No, that's not what it's about.
Not that one.
It's the Coco.
Not that. It's the name of his grandmother.
Yeah.
Coco. So that movie is essentially, I mean, for all intents and purposes, it's a kids movie, but it's about death.
It is about death.
It is about death.
It's about Dia de los Muertos. You know, the Day of the Dead.
Oh yeah.
Dead. And the whole idea is that like you have to put memories of your family members like on the ofrenda.
That's right.
The ofrenda. And if you don't do that, then they are basically just forgotten.
They can't. Yeah, they forgot. They can't come across. So they visit you on the Day of the Dead.
So I kind of understand that in a sense because I think part of what we are is the memories that we create. So if people don't remember us, then ultimately we are not only dead to ourselves, but we are dead to this world.
Oh, I like that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I that I can appreciate. However,
okay. But where's your picture of your grandma?
Well, let's talk about what I believe.
Okay.
I believe this is it.
This is it.
This is it, baby.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
This is this thing that we have, which is life, is precious for a reason.
Yeah.
I don't disagree.
And there's so many lives that like are lost just regularly, just in life, and lives that don't even get this far. I mean, think of like sperm. Like we were all one of millions of sperms, and somehow we made it.
Made it through.
Nigga, so we in this shit. We doing life, and we're doing so much more than a lot of life can. Just talk about animals.
Yeah.
Like animals can't do shit compared to what we can do. So I think this is it.
You might be right. You might be right. How do y'all think death shapes our lives? Because when I think about death, which I don't actually think about it too often, but now that I'm older, I start to think about it a little bit more. But I think in general, I think the thought of death shapes our lives in a way that it makes us. I don't think when we're younger, it doesn't shape our lives at all. But once you hit a certain mark, it's like, yo, I gotta do this. I gotta get this done. I gotta do this. Like, I think knowing that death is going to happen at some point, you just say, either you just find peace with it,
right,
or you get into a anxiety. I gotta do this. I gotta boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, I feel like death has absolutely shaped my life, especially because I've had so much of it. So there's much more to this. So the mother that I've been talking about is my adopted mom, who adopted me when I was very little, and my biological mother passed away when I was 3.
Didn't you do a blog entry on this?
Yes, I did. There was a bit of a traumatic situation learning more about her life. But death has always been a part of my story, right? Like people who are important to me passing away has always been part of my story. And I think part of that makes me live more in the moment and not worry about a bunch of petty ass dumb shit, right? Like I don't hold grudges for long periods of time unless you're a really fucking awful person, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But for people who I love and I care about, I understand that moment to moment is not promised. It is absolutely not promised. So I actually remember having a conversation with Lori one time about one of my biggest fears, which is not being able to live long enough so that my voice is in Langston's head. So, I'm sure both of you can sit and think about your grandmothers and hear her voice.
For sure.
And think of some dumb shit you're about to do and be like, how she would respond to whatever it was, or even how proud she would be of some of your accomplishments, right?
Yeah.
Like, I can do my mom passed when I was 33. My adopted mom passed when I was 33. I still hear her voice. Like I still hear her guiding me and all of that. And my big fear is that I don't live long enough for my son to be able to hear my voice in his head. That was a big, big fear of mine.
I get that. I get that for sure.
Yeah, that's probably one of my greatest fears. But I don't stay in the fear, right? Like I still, what I do instead of staying in that fear is I try to spend as much time with him as I can, as much quality time with him as I can, be as interested in his life as I can. You know what I mean? Like, so for me, the motivation has been more of a positive motivator in a way, like spend the time with the people, say the things you need to say, don't deal with a bunch of the bullshit. And I don't feel like I have this like achievement bar. I don't feel like I have to continually achieve things, but I do feel like spending time with the people who matter to you is a big motivator for me.
For sure. Remy, how has death, or how do you think death shapes our lives in general?
I know for me, it just makes me more cautious because I think about mortality all the time. As far as like me, like, because if you think about the idea of like safety and feeling safe is like I shouldn't die in a situation. I mean, at the very least, like I don't want to break bones and get hurt and stuff like that, but I definitely don't want to die anywhere I go. So if I'm going somewhere, I'm like, is death probably at that place?
What are the probabilities of me dying? Is it a higher percentage?
And it gets higher in Florida because
do niggas be shooting there? Does everybody got guns? Like America is getting real.
America's got a problem. That's what Beyonce said.
So a lot of people don't know this. Some of my closest friends know this, but I almost died in 2020.
Yeah, I remember that.
When you hit your head?
That was one opportunity.
The bicycle thing.
That was the bicycle, but I had an even worse experience where I had a severe allergic reaction to fire ants. I got bit by like hundreds of fire ants. It's a long story. I won't go into it.
Okay.
Long story short, my body started shutting down. And luckily I had called 911 before my body shut down completely, and they found me.
Oh shit.
But I had my body had released all
you peed and stuff?
Peed and shit on myself and everything. And they gave me an EpiPen and took me to the emergency room. And so that experience really changed where I was in life on my perspective. There were some friendships that had been on the brink of, we hadn't talked, we had a falling out. And I was just like, you know what we're fighting over is not more important than the friendship and the family, that how I view you. I love this person. I need to fix this shit. Even though I didn't feel like I was in the wrong, but that experience made me I reached out to the people and I just said, look, let's talk and let's figure it out and let's move past it. And so I do think that having that brush with death definitely changes your perspective, to your point, just loving your people and spend time with your people. And the last year or so, I've really just been spending time with people who are like, oh, let me hang out with you. Let me just see you. Let me spend time with you, because you don't know if tomorrow is going to be here. And I don't know how long I'm going to be here. And I'm not trying to be like this doom. No, it's doom person,
reality.
But lately I just feel like, you know what? I just don't know. And while I'm here, I want to spend time with my people. So have y'all ever had a brush with death? Whatever happened, maybe it was a level 10 or maybe it was a level 2. You ever had a brush with death? How did it change your perspective?
Let me tell you about my brushes.
Ooh, let's hear it.
Every time I get on the plane, I feel like I'm going to die.
Yeah.
Really?
Every time.
Yeah.
I hate flying so much. I do not like flying. As soon as that shit bump a little bit, I'm like, this plane is going down. I just don't. I don't handle it well. I should be flying the plane. But yeah.
But you haven't had any
then we all would
actual
die.
like that's a psychological brush
No,
with death.
I feel like I'm very safe.
Okay.
I've never gone to the emergency room.
Mm-hmm.
I've never broken a bone. I've never passed out.
Okay.
I've never had a situation where I felt like I wasn't. I mean, I've been high as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
That's about the closest.
And you might think you dying.
Yeah,
but
like when you high and you don't
Yeah.
feel like you in control.
Yeah.
I've definitely
You
felt that.
definitely kind of feel like you don't feel like you're gonna die, but you're like, but I don't know
Something
what the
ain't right.
fuck could happen.
This might be it.
Anything could happen
This
right
might be
now.
it.
Yeah,
I'm in uncharted territory.
Something is not
So
right.
I've been there.
Yeah.
So I guess I simulate my thrills, but I have not.
I actually won't fly on my
unsafe like
birthday.
You
Really?
won't fly on your birthday.
I will
Like it's
fly the
bad
day
luck?
before or the day after. But I won't fly. I will not be on a
Interesting.
flight on the day of my birthday.
Mm.
Because I will not die on my fucking birthday, bro. Anyway, so have you ever had a brush with death?
I haven't. I've had some accidents, but I mean, I had a car accident that was pretty bad, but not like I wasn't in like any terminal.
Serious, yeah.
But I also do a lot of compartmentalizing,
Mm.
which I've learned as I've gotten older. Like I forget traumatic experiences, or I've pushed them back, and then somebody be like, "Oh, well, we did this," and I'm like, "Oh, I don't remember doing that." But if you say we did it, then I'm sure we did it. So
Yeah.
I'm sure I've done enough reckless shit where I could have died, drinking and
Yeah.
driving.
Oh, yeah, for sure,
and
for sure.
dumb
Yeah,
shit like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But not as a.
Haven't we all?
What other question you got on there on yours?
Okay. So this is one that was kind of tangential to the one that you guys were talked about before, but it was
Hold on. What word did you
Tangential.
use?
I was about to. What'd you say?
Tangent. How
Listen,
how
we
we
just-
even
we
how we
just-
even spell that? Hold up.
We just humble light skinned niggas. I don't know what you're doing with these tangential words.
She said tan. How you spell that? Tan. TAN
GEN.
GEN.
It's
Oh,
a T,
okay.
right?
Okay.
IAL.
Tangential.
Tangential. Okay. I know what it means. I know that, but I never heard that word.
What does it
before.
mean?
Relating to or along a tangent,
Yeah.
or diverging from a previous course of line, or
Well, that's the one.
Yeah.
So you already talked about this one thing, but this is a similar thread of conversation.
All right.
So
Teach
what?
us. We appreciate
Shut
it.
up.
I appreciate the lesson.
So I was gonna say, would you rather know? So this was in so my partner and I would do these cards.
okay.
We do a lot of like question cards and shit like that.
I'm with it. I have a bunch of cards I have been
So
wanting
many
to
different
use, and I
types of
haven't
them
used
too.
yet.
We love them. It's really good way to talk about things that maybe not ever come up. So anyway, the conversation card says, would you rather know when you're gonna die or how you're gonna die?
Would you rather know when you're going to die or how you're going to die?
So that it's kind of a spin-off of the
But-
other question.
But if you know how you're going to die, wouldn't you just avoid doing that thing?
If you can, but what if it's
Driving.
If it's just,
Oh yeah.
like
What
you're
if
just
it's
not gonna drive
walking?
in a car? You're not gonna Uber nowhere.
If it's just like a generic thing, then I wouldn't want to know. Like if I'm going to die just driving, like I don't want to know that because you drive every day. But if it's like, oh, you would die doing skydiving. Oh, fuck no, I ain't doing skydiving.
As soon as you know how you're gonna die, fear unlocked. Like
Yes.
I'm not doing that thing no
Yes.
more. Then
Yeah.
I
So
don't need to do
would you
that.
rather
I
then
would-
do when?
Yeah, when.
You know when? You rather
I'd
do when?
rather do when.
Melissa said neither.
I mean, we all would say neither.
Right.
But
Yeah. Oh,
Remy, how
Remy,
would you?
you said neither.
damn. But then like that like last, I guess knowing when helps a lot. Like you can do a lot with that.
Yeah.
be kind of
Knowing
fucked up
how-
though. Be kind of fucked up though. Like, 'cause what if you believe in like once you know something, it changes the path, right? Let's say someone
Yes.
says, "Oh, well, now you know you're gonna die this way." Then you try to avoid it, and then you just change the
Yeah.
path a different way.
Your
You know?
ass is gonna be like, I'm be in the house that day. I'm not going outside. Listen, don't ask me to go nowhere, and he's gonna be in the house, and your house gonna collapse. Or some
I
shit
think
like
I would rather know when, but I don't think I would tell people when.
Mm,
I think I would get my affairs in order
yeah,
and try to spend time, but I don't know if I would, you know.
be around your friends acting all extra emotional.
Yeah, I'm like,
what's
be
wrong
the
with you?
dying
because
girl.
Because then
wrong?
everyone's gonna be
They're gonna be different.
Yeah, they want to spend. Yeah,
And not that I mean, it's a good thing if you want to spend time with someone, but I just don't, I'm like, oh, be treated like the girl who's dying. So anyway, there's, let's see what else I had.
why we can go back and forth. Why don't this is for method heads too? Why don't more people prepare properly for death? And I'm talking about like life insurance, wills,
Yep.
last rites.
Because it fucking
We know it's
sucks.
coming. We know it's coming.
Yep.
But how many people have we seen, even celebrities, who have passed away.
Aretha
We found
Franklin,
out
right?
Didn't have a will
Prince.
or anything. Even they said
Chadwick Boseman.
Chadwick Boseman didn't have a will.
I didn't even know that's who you're pointing to.
Yeah. So why don't we prepare better?
Because it sucks.
It's fear. It's fear. The people think there's a lot of people who think that if you speak of something, then it will
Bring
come
to your
on you.
life. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Shelly just said the same thing.
Yeah.
You feel like if they speak it into existence by doing so, you saying, I want to prepare for my death, or, like it's not going to make it come a little quicker. But it's going to do like what I said with my mom and be able to prepare everybody. Not that we're not going to grieve her.
Because death is not even about you, really. Because you don't even
You're gone.
You're gone.
You're not
You don't know
here.
shit about what's happening.
No.
Other than unless you believe your spirit can come back and look. It's really about your friends and your family, the people who truly fuck with you and love with you, that you're trying to prepare them for. Because death is not cheap.
No.
Right?
No, it's got burial costs and funeral costs and all those kind of things, and you got to pay up all your debts. But yeah, so I don't know. I wish people talked about it more, which is part of the reason why I'm interested in, if we have time to talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Why I'm interested in this whole discipline, or this career maybe, of death doula.
All right, so death doula. I didn't know anything about death doula until I was helping produce your podcast a couple years ago, and you mentioned a death doula. So what do
a death doula do?
What do a death doula do? Okay, so
that's 5 times fast.
So just like a birth doula, death doulas and birth doulas, I'm just going to read a little something here. So birth doulas and death doulas function like two sides of the same coin. A birth doula is a trained professional that assists someone before, during, and after childbirth. They work alongside your healthcare team to provide emotional and physical support, education, and guidance to make sure you have a positive birthing experience. Similarly, a death doula, also known as an end-of-life doula, an end-of-life coach, a death midwife, or a death coach, assists a dying person and their loved ones before, during, and after death.
Okay.
An end-of-life doula provides emotional and physical support, education, and about the dying process, preparation for what's to come, and guidance while you're grieving. So this is not a person who has necessarily, some do, but not like medical training. It's not a nurse. It's not someone who is a medical professional, but it is someone who provides that emotional, spiritual support for a dying person, primarily a dying person, and in some ways their family.
Gotcha.
And this is a thing that is very interesting to me. Everybody doesn't have the capacity. I've talked to you guys about this before. Everybody doesn't have the capacity to hold space for someone when you're talking about death and dying. But I think that because of my life path, I have a unique sensitivity to it. I have the compassion and also the passion around like making sure that people are able to live and die on their own terms. So
I think about this, and I don't, on the surface, I don't know if I would hire a death doula. But I also can see the vital mental peace it would bring someone to have someone there with them along the process. And I don't think you can put a price on that, because I think we can all admit that the fear of dying alone as we get older is a big thing.
It's huge.
Especially
for single people, no kids, kind of separated from our families.
I'm single, no kids. And just like, okay, well, I would not want, granted, I have an amazing network. Yeah. Right. And I know that if I was on my deathbed,
but you would be like, you don't want to imposition anyone.
Yeah, exactly.
I know.
So it's like, okay, well, maybe a death doula would be an amazing thing. I could definitely see it. I never even knew that it was even a thing. Yep.
And it's becoming more of a popular career and profession. I don't know if I would have the capacity to do it full time, because it's a lot of emotional work. It's a lot of emotional work. It's a lot of holding space. And you also, so when we talk about a dying person, the dying person either has accepted their fate or not. Like my father passed away. My father did not accept the fact that he was dying and kind of literally withering away until it was like 2 weeks before he passed away. And he had been really sick for probably like 7 or 8 months. So he would not have probably been a great candidate for that. I mean, in that sense, he wouldn't have accepted it, right? Because part of that is like accepting that this is the end. And let's make the end as comfortable as it can be, as peaceful as it can be. It also has sometimes dealing with people's family members and making sure that they're not all up in your business or trying to, like, even with a birth doula, one of the main things with a birth doula is they try to make sure that the birthing person is centered, not what her husband or her wife wants. I'm sorry, I dropped something, but not what the other people want, what their mom wants or anything like that. It's what the birthing person wants. It's not even necessarily what the child needs or wants. It's all centered around that birthing person, right? Similarly, the dying person needs their own advocate, which is why I really love this so much. Yeah.
No, I think it's definitely something where you have thoughts on death doulas. Like, would you hire one?
So you did you watch that clip I sent you?
The 1 minute one?
Yes, the 1 minute and 17. So after watching that, because that's pretty much the extent of what I see it could be, and what she did in that scene was she was very supportive of like the relatives.
Can we put it on?
I don't know if I can pull it up.
It's not active.
But
okay.
So in the scene, there's the father has died, and there's three women. There's the wife and then 2 daughters, and they're not even cool. Like they don't even fuck with each other. You could tell. And so they're just trying to like deal with the situation. And then one of them starts singing, and the other sister's like, "Bitch, shut the fuck up! Why are you singing? Like this is stupid." And she just keeps going. And Death Doula's like, "Just relax, you know." And then she's like, if you want, you could sing along with her or whatever, because she's literally singing their father's favorite song.
Gotcha.
So then the mom starts singing, and then the other sister just kind of like softens up or whatever, and she starts singing. And then they all sing the fucking song together, and they just have like this moment of like coming back together as a family in this fucked up situation.
Yeah.
You know, so it was powerful.
And,
so
and that's
I can
part
see
of
the
it.
value in it.
I love it. I really do. It's
I
heavy
think,
work.
I think I wouldn't necessarily do it, but I would like I would tell my sister, like, if you want to be there, because I'm fucking on my way out, or whoever it is, my kids, whoever, I'm on my way out. If y'all want to hire somebody,
I think it would. I think a good thing about a death doula is that it would take a lot of pressure off of one particular person to be the one who has to deal with
all the emotions.
I mean, the emotions are always going to exist, but having someone like I do not want to even think about having to be the one to deal with my mother's passing and like having to get things in order, or even being the one speaking at a funeral. Like I just
Is she open to talking about? I spoke at both of my parents' funerals.
Honestly, I've never had a conversation with my mom about it. I know that she has her life insurance, and I know that she has certain things in order, but we've never had a conversation. Back to the point, like
we don't talk about it.
Yeah. We've never had a real conversation about it. So thinking about that, what would y'all want to happen? Like, do you want a funeral? Do you want to be cremated? Like, what are your thoughts on like what you want for yourself?
I don't give a fuck.
You don't care?
No,
I ain't
not
gonna
at
be
all.
here.
Oh, it's
I don't
the end
care.
for him.
For
It's
me,
not a
it's
big
like,
deal.
what y'all want to do? Like, y'all the one got to do it. So if y'all don't want to spend a bunch of money, fuck it. Throw me in the bag, throw me in the ground, or throw me in the river, whatever. Like,
so you don't want to be, you don't care if you're cremated or what?
I don't care.
But it comes down to what you decide.
I think if you don't care, do the cheapest thing for your family.
I would be
absolutely.
I would be completely down with, like, if it depends. Like, I don't have kids, but I imagine it'd be the kids or my wife or whatever who'd be like, well, this is what I think.
You have life insurance?
Yeah.
Okay.
But see, I disagree with that. I don't want to make a decision for my partner. No, I'm just saying I wouldn't want to make a decision for I wouldn't want my son. So you think about the fact that
my question to you as my wife would be, do you want to be able to say goodbye? Do you need me to have a funeral? Because if not, take me to the fucking place where they got a furnace.
I wanted to be whatever's easiest for my person.
I don't want to make it hard.
Yeah.
I'm gonna decide for myself.
But I do think that there are some people who are like, no, I want to see my son's body at the, whatever.
Yeah. So to me, it's like, are we all figuring?
Yeah, I don't know. I definitely am. I don't know about the funeral part. I do know that I would like to be buried in a tree pod.
I like the idea of a
Have
tree
you
pod.
seen that?
I've seen the tree pod, and I
love the tree pod.
I've also seen that your ashes can be put into a diamond, and that the person, whoever, can wear that diamond around their neck or whatnot. So you're always. But I think I like the better idea of my body going back to Earth as a tree pod, continue to sprout life into the world.
I'm a big fan of it.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of the tree pod. I like the tree pod.
Circle.
Yeah,
but I don't know if we can I don't know if the tree pod is like available everywhere yet. But I would like to be in the tree pod. I also am not a big fan.
Be the fucking standard, because the standard we have now is just putting
terrible.
bodies in the ground,
and we
taking up parks,
and we only have
all these
so much land to be buried
exactly.
in.
Exactly.
We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about fucking graveyards and how ridiculous that shit is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want a funeral.
No funeral. Memorial service?
Here's what I would like. So if I pass away, this is what I would like.
Okay. We're getting it on video.
On video.
This is the record.
I would like
Jared,
Noetic,
being of sound mind and body, would like for this to happen.
I want to be cremated. Like, I don't want my body displayed anywhere.
Okay.
I want to be cremated, but I am okay if there is a memorial service about me.
Okay.
But I don't want it to be
Jay's
sad.
picture. Jay
Like, I want it to be
like a second line, like a party.
Yeah, party, bro. Like celebration of life. I mean, let's
do a podcast.
What I really want is, like, if I know I'm about to die, this is versus knowing and then it suddenly happened. If I know I'm about to die, I want us to schedule a memorial service. I'm fucking alive.
So you get to hear it.
So I get to hear it.
Right. Give me my flowers. Where my throne at?
That's a good one. I like that.
You're gonna say that when I was gone.
I want the Game of Thrones throne there, and I want to be able to sit upon it.
I want to know. Let's have a memorial service. I might not be able to say shit, but if I'm sitting there, I want all my closest friends and my family coming in and say all the shit that you gonna say when I'm gone. Say it right then and there. So
like a birthday, except like this is my
that.
This is the day
we also talked about. I talked about this with my partner too. We talked about, like, who is it that can't say something at the funeral? Because there's some people that can't stand up at my funeral.
Like who?
They're gonna talk for 20 minutes and say something.
There's some family. There's some family that don't need to show up. I mean, nothing that you get, like, don't be posting no tears and no crying, no RIP. Don't post no fucking pictures of me. Yeah, absolutely not.
So here's, sorry, go ahead.
No, so that's what I was going to say. There's some people who can't stand up at the funeral.
For sure.
And just let me know who can't stand at the memorial service, and I'll make sure they get escorted out.
You're gonna have them record your voice. Sit your ass down, and somebody gonna hit the button as soon as they get.
I know we're running short on time, but something that we don't think about is fairly new within the digital age that we're in is giving someone the rights to your social media.
Oh, yeah. My sister has mine.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever signed anyone to that. So,
I signed my sister to mine. Wipe my shit, girl.
Wipe it?
Wipe it.
So you
I mean, you can turn it like
you wouldn't
Facebook.
want someone to, like, continue to post under your name or
no.
Absolutely not.
So just shut everything down. So just shut everything
down.
Well,
you can turn your Facebook page into a memorial page. There's a thing on there, but I don't think everybody else has that. But Facebook has that.
I wouldn't want, like, a human to take my shit over, but you can turn my shit into AI. Like find all the shit that I did before and just keep doing it. Like, find the algorithm.
That's some new age nigga shit.
Just keep me going, baby.
That's some Black Mirror shit, boy.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, no, it's a no for me. This was good. How are you guys feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Yeah,
I'm feeling good.
Death is not scary. It doesn't have to be scary. Yeah. It is sensitive, right? Because, like you said, life and death. But they're parts of the whole of this circle of life, though.
It really is. Do you know what the life expectancy is in the U.S.?
65.
That's pretty low.
I mean, men die early.
70s.
76.
Did you get for men and women?
That's just in general.
Oh, okay.
The life expectancy in the U.S. is 76 years old, but it has declined the last 2 years. Most
COVID.
because of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of scary to think about because that means technically if I make it to 76, I have 34 years of life left. I am technically will be on the downside.
You're on the second half of your
Second
life.
half of my
I
life,
think about this
you
all
know?
the time. I think about this all the time. And this is, a conversation for another day. But I've been recently really, really thinking about my life and how being a mom and being a partner and being all these other things, like these parts of my life need to be in harmony, right? Like
For sure.
it can't be in conflict with I'm Langston's mom, so I have to do all these things and do super duper sacrifice and put myself on the back burner. Like, no, my nigga, this is my life too. Like we have to do this shit together. The things that we need and want have to be in harmony in order for me to move forward and be happy because fuck, it's my life too. So
Yeah.
we here.
We
Celebrate and cheers.
We,
cheers
living-
to life, guys.
Live life, man.
And let's cheers to a good death.
Spend time with people.
You ain't going nowhere after your death.
The people that love you.
We still out here.
We still out here. Remy just sitting in darkness.
Somewhere.
Like I'm gone.
I'm gone.
The cords get cut and that's it.
Was that Jay's voice I heard? Is that Jay's soul? So yeah, man. So we want to know more. Let's have more conversations about death. Have it
Talk
with your
about
family.
death.
Get your shit in order. I feel some kind of way when I see GoFundMe pages, and I'm just like, I know it should be a good thing to have some, but we shouldn't be relying on GoFundMes to take care of someone's death.
No, we shouldn't.
So
they just need to make like a Uber Eats for dead people. You know what I'm saying? Just come through, just grab the body, get the fuck out.
Uber
here,
Eats for dead people,
yeah,
sir.
Just you know what I'm saying? Just pay like $30 or whatever it is. That way it's handled. You know what I'm saying? That's the default. If you ain't got nothing set up, that's what's gonna happen. Ain't
Well,
nobody
that's what
about
they
to
do
fucking
in
struggle
Bakersfield,
around your shit.
Is it Bakersfield, New York, where they just dump bodies in the fucking I don't think about where it is. I think it's Bakersfield. Maybe it's not Bakersfield. Bakersfield's in California. But there's a place in New York City where they dump bodies of unclaimed.
Wow.
Yeah.
So all right, I don't put in this, but last question. What are your rules on living an old age? Let's say you get to 80, 85. Like, what would you want? Like, for example, for me, I don't want to get to 85 and not be able to take care of myself. Right? Like, if I can't be in my house by myself, if I can't drive or whatnot, I don't want to be alive. Like, I don't want to just be sitting laying in the bed all day long.
If you can't drive,
maybe not
driving is a little
maybe
extreme.
Maybe not driving. But
mobile, like able to walk around. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. Able to get to somewhere, like walk around.
Like I want to be able to still live, still experience life. Like if I cannot do that, I don't want to live. People, I want to live to be 100. No, if I can't get to 80 and I'm not mobile, I don't have I still have my mind, my mental.
Yep.
Like I don't want to do it. Like I just rather go.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
My mind, that's another, I don't want my mind to go. My mind start going. I don't know what, like the idea of dementia and Alzheimer's and all of that setting in to the point where I can't take care of myself. Like I don't know if I'm ready to push the button.
Because at some point we become a burden, right?
Yeah.
And do we want to be a burden to our family and our friends? All right, man, let's move into our final segment of the episode, Method Lessons.
Reading is fundamental. Now let's get on with this school thing. You teach.
So this is a segment where we're gonna talk about, and we would like y'all to share whatever y'all learned within the last week or whatever. So Ebony's gonna go first.
I'll go first. So mine is a continuum of last week's. I learned a new term, and you're getting ready to hear it now.
Is it tangential?
No, tangential. I knew that one.
Chair, that Mr. Mays was out of order for calling Councilman Murphy and myself handkerchief Negroes. If you
point of information,
yes,
the proper term is handkerchief head Negro.
Thank you.
That's it.
Handkerchief
head Negro. So do you know what a handkerchief head Negro is?
Heck no.
Do you?
I do not.
So Mr. Mays
It's
did
a
not.
real term?
It is a real term.
Oh wow! I thought he was just making that shit up.
I thought he was making it up too, and I was like, I need to look up handkerchief head Negro.
Wow.
So handkerchief head Negro is.
You vote yes, you vote in favor of the chair.
Oh no, it's Mr. Mays. said point of information. I said handkerchief head Negro. So handkerchief head Negro is a subservient role-playing white stereotyped Black person. So basically, like the ones that used to wear like the silk scarves on their heads, basically trying to like kowtow to the white man.
Wow.
Those not looked on very kindly in Black community, like basically like a brown noser or Uncle Tom or something like that. Yeah. So that is a handkerchief head Negro.
Handkerchief head Negro.
So we would call Herman Cain, for example, would be a handkerchief head Negro.
Yo,
Diamond
wait a
and
minute.
Silk would also be handkerchief head Negroes.
I just Googled handkerchief Negro and Kanye came up.
Wow.
Kanye West would also be a handkerchief head Negro. I did not know, and it is a absolutely well-used term. So I looked it up. Like one of the earlier, it was in the 1940s. Zora Neale Hurston, who is an author, refers to handkerchief head Negroes in some of her literature. So it was like, oh, I thought Mr. Mays was just out here blasting people,
being an asshole, being an asshole. Well, that's a real term.
That real term.
Never heard of
handkerchief head
Negro.
That is my method lesson.
Uncle Tom.
Uncle Tom.
That's a good one.
That's a good one, right?
That's a good one.
Handkerchief head ass Negro.
I'm start using that.
Yes. All right, who's next?
Remy, you can go next.
I learned.
Actually, want me to go?
You go.
Last? So this is something I actually learned a couple weeks ago. I should have brought it up last week, but I didn't. But like riding over here tonight for the pod, it dawned on me. So what I learned 2 weeks ago in Puerto Rico is that you should absolutely plan better your hotel or Airbnb check-in to align with
your flight,
arrival,
your arrival, because we pretty much lost an entire day of. We got in on that Thursday morning. Our flight got in at like 10 o'clock, and we couldn't check in technically until 4 o'clock, right? So you are extremely limited to what you can do because you got your backpack, you got your luggage. So I really I could have, if I had done a better job at planning or just even asking for early check-in, I would have been able to drop my shit off and go and explore Old San Juan, for example.
Right.
They didn't have like
well, I did an Airbnb. I did an Airbnb.
Okay.
And so I messaged the Airbnb host, and he allowed me to check in 2 hours early, which was great. But it would have been amazing if I had thought about it. Hey, my flight lands at this time. It would be possible for me to at least check in at 12 o'clock, right? Versus now I'm landed. I'm carrying my backpack and all my stuff. I don't want to carry it everywhere I go.
Right.
So I just learned, like, for future travel, and it's for anyone out there, like, if you know you get in at a certain time and this is your check-in, which I think is probably better for hotels. I think hotels can typically give you early check-in.
Yeah, they can, or they can hold your stuff for you. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You just hold your things.
Airbnbs, a lot of them won't hold your stuff.
Yeah, no, they won't let you put it in.
One downside about Airbnbs. So that was my method lesson. Just plan better your check-in time with your arrival time, and figure out a way to not have to lug your shit around all damn day.
All right.
I think because of that, I kind of got like an unspoken policy of like flying places in the evening and leaving like in the morning, depending.
Get in. Like, for example, in Mexico, we're going to Mexico in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I arrive at like 3 o'clock, so I don't have to worry about like an early check-in.
Right.
Because by the time I get there, it's going to be ready to check in, so it's fine. But in Puerto Rico, I was so far off.
Yeah.
It kind of, I'm gonna say it ruined the first day. We still got.
Yeah, but you just want to maximize your time.
Yeah, exactly. Remy, what's your method lesson?
So I work from home in a hybrid situation. I don't always work from home, but as of late, I've been having to work from home a lot more. One, because AC was out of work, and two, because I just been kind of lazy lately and just not going in. But I realized I tend to I already knew that I go insane when I work from home entirely too much, but I'm starting to think of ways to kind of balance that out, because it's just gonna happen sometimes. And some days I just don't want to go in, but I have to. I can't be in the house all fucking day on one day and just literally work there and try to eat there and shit there and sleep there. Like it's too much of being in one place, and my place ain't that big anyway. So I'm realizing I gotta like bike like 3 times a week or something like that. Like I gotta get out the house on those days where I'm in the house all fucking day.
Yeah, it's a good
Or I'm gonna lose my head.
Mhm.
So that's what I learned about myself.
I like that.
That is a
I've been
good
going to. I work from home too, so I've been going to sit on my porch. Like I'll take breaks in the middle of the day, and I'll just go sit on my porch and just feel some sunshine for a little bit. Like it just
sure.
makes a huge difference. Just a little bit of a disconnect.
That's what I wish I had a porch. If I had like outdoor space, it'd probably be a little bit better. But without that, I'm like, I just got to get the fuck out of here.
Yep.
So you like go on your break or something, and
Or after work?
Well, I can find time anytime during the day to
Gotcha.
bike during a work from home day. It's just a matter of me actually deciding to do it. Because a lot of times, instead of doing that, I'll just be like, well, I'm gonna take a nap or whatever, some bullshit.
So Miss Ebony Fire,
Yes, sir.
This
We
is our
appreciate
last episode.
We
for
appreciate
this
you
month.
for coming through.
We have had a great time. I kind of think you want to come back, though. I kind of want to come back.
I've enjoyed it.
Have you enjoyed it?
Yeah, I have. I enjoyed chatting with you guys, and it seems the conversation is easy and kind of effortless. We talk about a bunch of different stuff, have some good laughs.
For sure.
So it's been fun.
What have you learned about podcasting that you didn't? I mean, obviously you had your own show, but did you learn?
Yeah, but
anything
you guys have a
differently?
whole different you have a whole different setup here. We had a very basic setup. You got a video. This is the other thing I told you in the beginning. I'm like, this is what I normally look like the last couple of weeks where I try to put a little makeup on and put a little red lip. Like this is what I normally look like: a baseball cap and a t-shirt, some leggings.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, though.
I know, but I feel like if I'm on video, I feel like I need to spruce it up a little bit. Today I just didn't have it because my work is going crazy.
You look fine regardless.
But yeah, podcasting is cool. It's cool.
It's fun.
Would you ever come back and do it again?
Sure. Yeah, I can do it. My schedule's crazy, and
Yeah, they got a lot going on.
I don't have a lot of free days. I have 2 days during the week that are free when my son is with his dad, and this is one of them now. So I only have one, so it limits my free time a little bit. But I've enjoyed it. It's been worth the effort.
Well, we definitely enjoy having you on, and hopefully we can get you on in the future.
Absolutely.
Where can people follow you at if you want them to follow you?
Some people have and this is just a note. Some people have tried to follow me on Facebook, and I don't really. I don't.
Personal,
Yeah, it's personal. It's a personal page. I don't really have a lot. I do have my Ebony Fire on Twitter, and I also have Ebony Fire on Instagram.
How you spell fire?
FIYA. Yeah,
Okay.
Ebony EBONI FIYAH, and that's on Twitter and on Instagram. I think my yoga. I have a yoga page. Yoga May Destroy You. All words together. Yoga May Destroy You is my public Instagram page, so that's another place. But I just want everybody to pray for me and Cassie next week. We're going to
y'all
Yosemite
going hiking, right?
and and
pretty big.
Sequoia, and right now the park is closed because there's flooding, and it's supposed to be closed through next Wednesday. So
when are you supposed to leave?
next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
Yeah, we're gonna be
Gotcha.
going Wednesday through Sunday, and I am just like, it's my first hiking trip. Her earlier trip this year got canceled because of weather and all kinds of other shit. So I need this to be good. This is like the beginning of her birthday month. We want to have a good time. We'll have a good time regardless, but we want to do some hiking.
I
So
want to see the pictures. I want to see the videos.
I want to do one of those. You know how she does her like peace sign with her signature poses and stuff. So we'll have a good time, but just say some prayers for us that nature will be kind to us next week.
I'm sure it will be, man.
All right.
They say that the liquor makes you talk quicker. We say M is for
Mostly.
E is for
Everybody.
T is for talking. H is for
Honestly.
O is for over. And then D is for drinks.
Cheers, guys.
Until next time, man. Holla.
Bye.
So that was wild. And that was just a taste. We do this every week. Just check out last week's episode.
He's right. That was wild. And you can catch last week's episode, the video episode, on Spotify.